Okay, let's just jump right in. You're busy. You want the key info on the latest tech, right? Without wading through tons of jargon.
Exactly. We get it.
So we've done the heavy lifting on these Technics AZ100E earbuds. We dug through a really detailed review to pull out what actually matters.
Yeah, our mission, if you like, is to see if these earbuds really stack up. Do they deliver on comfort, sound, and, the features you'll actually use every day?
And Technics, I mean, they've been around, right, decades in audio, so there's a certain expectation there.
Definitely sets a benchmark.
Okay, so first impressions. Design, feel. What did the review say?
Right off the bat, it mentioned a really sleek look. Matte black. Quite sophisticated, but understated, not flashy. And the case is apparently super compact, really pocket-friendly. Got this smooth, sort of rounded shape. Feels good, apparently. That tactile thing.
Yeah, those little details often tell you a lot. What about the branding? Is it loud?
No, just a discreet, glossy Technics logo. It's there, but it doesn't scream at you.
Good, good. And the buds themselves, how do they actually feel in your ears?
Comfort seems to be a real plus point.
Yep.
The review really emphasized how light they are.
Yeah.
About 5.5 grams each, something like that.
Wow, that's light.
Yeah. So they don't feel heavy or bulky once they're in. And crucially, they come with a bunch of different silicone tip sizes. Getting that seal right is key.
Oh, absolutely. Makes all the difference. So assuming you find the right size, can you wear them for a while?
Seems so. The reviewer mentioned a really snug fit, but comfortable. No pinching or weird pressure points, even after hours.
Hours doing what, though?
Well, they mentioned things like running, long train journeys, even back-to-back video calls. Said they barely needed adjusting. That's pretty good for ergonomics.
Definitely. Ear fatigue is a real thing. Okay, what about build quality? Do they feel solid?
Yeah, described as robust, well-engineered, not flimsy at all. They even pointed out the hinge on the charging case feels firm but smooth. Suggests, decent construction.
Right. And durability against, say, getting caught in the rain. We've all been there.
Ah, yes. They've got an IPX4 rating, so splash resistant.
Meaning?
Basically, rain or sweat is fine, like during a workout or a light shower.
Right.
The review even mentioned them surviving a proper downpour. But definitely don't go swimming with them. They're not waterproof for submersion.
Got it. Good to know they have some protection. Okay, let's get to the main event. Sound quality. What's the signature like?
Balanced. That was the key word, which is good. Means less listening fatigue, right? A more sort of accurate sound.
So not just overwhelming bass.
Exactly. It avoids that. The review highlighted this nice mix of warmth and clarity. Bass is full, but doesn't overpower. Mids are expressive, and the treble has this sparkling, lifelike quality. Good for vocals, acoustic stuff.
Sounds like it would handle different types of music well then.
Seems like it. The reviewer tried everything from classical to heavy metal, even podcasts. And interestingly, they mentioned a surprising sense of space.
Space from small earbuds.
Yeah, apparently the soundstage feels quite open. Instruments have room to breathe, tracks sound well-paced. Suggests some clever acoustic design in there.
That is impressive for this form factor. Did they compare the tuning to anything?
They did, yeah. They contrasted it with that typical V-shaped tuning. You sometimes get boosted bass and treble.
Which can sound exciting at first, but maybe less natural.
Precisely. These techniques seem to go for a more balanced, natural presentation. Though it was noted that serious bass heads, people wanting that really deep sub-bass rumble, might want a touch more authority down low. But for most, it sounds like the bass is satisfying.
Okay, balanced and spacious sound. Nice. What about blocking out the outside world? How's the active noise canceling?
It's described as pretty effective. The main full ANC mode apparently does a good job cutting down things like plane engines, train noise, general office buzz.
So good, but maybe not the absolute best ever.
Yeah, that's the gist. The reviews suggested it's not quite matching the very top-tier noise cancelers out there, but definitely better than most mid-range options. Solid performance.
And sometimes you want to hear what's going on, right?
For sure. And there's an ambient sound mode for that. Lets outside sounds in for situational awareness, crossing roads, quick chats, that kind of thing.
Easy to switch between them.
Yep. Just a tap and hold gesture. Pretty seamless, according to the review. Convenient.
Nice. Okay, now, a feature that's become almost essential for me personally, connecting to multiple devices. How do these handle that?
Multipoint Bluetooth. Highlighted as a real standout.
Good.
You can pair them with two devices, simultaneously phone and laptop, for example, and it switches intelligently.
So, like, if you're listening to music on your phone and a call comes in on your laptop.
Exactly. The review gave that exact example. Music pauses, you take the Zoom call, Hang up, music resumes on the phone, no fiddling, it just works.
That sounds brilliant. Seriously useful. What about this voice focus AI for calls? What does that do?
Right, this is all about call clarity. It's designed to enhance your voice while suppressing the background noise around you.
How does it do that? Mics?
Likely beamforming mics and some clever software, yeah.
Yeah.
Isolates your voice, filters out the ambient stuff.
And does it work in practice?
The anecdotal evidence sounded really positive. Clear calls even from noisy places like a busy cafe. And the person on the other end apparently heard very little background noise, even when the reviewer was in, like, a windy park.
Subtle but effective then. That could be a game changer for remote work calls.
Definitely seems like a strong point for them.
Okay, practicalities. Battery life. How long do they last?
With ANC on, you're looking at around 6 hours of playback. Turn ANC off, and it stretches to maybe 7 hours.
And the case.
The case holds enough for about another 18 to 20 hours. So total playtime is pretty decent. Should get you through a couple of days of normal use.
What if you're caught short? Any quick charge?
Yep, there's a 15-minute quick charge. Gives you about 70 minutes of listening time, which is handy at a pinch.
Good. And charging the case itself?
USB-C, thankfully. And it also supports wireless charging. So convenient options there.
Wireless charging is always nice to have. Okay, user experience. Is there an app? How do you control things?
Yes, there's a companion app, iOS and Android.
And it lets you do what?
The usual stuff, really. Manage sound profiles, adjust the ANC level. You can actually tweak the strength, which is good. Customize the tap controls on the earbuds themselves. And firmware updates, of course.
Is the app any good? Easy to use?
Described as clean, intuitive. Maybe not the absolute most feature-packed app ever, but covers the essentials well.
Can you adjust the sound EQ much?
Yeah, there's an equalizer. It has presets, but you can also manually tweak bass, mids, and treble. Oh, and it has that Find My Earbuds feature, too.
Ah, the lifesaver function. Hope you don't need it, but glad it's there. Right. The big question, price. Where do these sit?
They're positioned in the, let's say, mid to upper tier of the true wireless market. Definitely not budget buds. So you're paying a premium. Is it justified? The review argues yes. You're getting that package. Good ANC, great comfort, solid battery, the seamless multipoint, that very effective voice focus AI for calls.
It's the combination of features, then.
Exactly. The review kind of suggests that cheaper buds usually cut corners somewhere significant, maybe weaker ANC, less comfortable fit, iffy call quality. These techniques seem to offer a more polished, reliable overall experience. You're paying for that refinement.
Makes sense. But nothing's perfect. Were there any downsides mentioned? Any areas for improvement?
A couple of small points. While the ANC is good, it was acknowledged it's not quite hitting that absolute peak performance level of, like, the top Sony models, for instance.
Okay, fair enough. Anything else?
Some audiophiles might want a more granular EQ in the app, more bands to adjust, perhaps. And the touch controls were mentioned as maybe being a tad sensitive. Occasional accidental taps could happen.
Yeah, sensitive touch controls can be annoying.
And one last minor thing, the case, while compact, maybe doesn't feel quite as dense or rugged as some other premium competitors. Lacks a bit of heft, maybe.
Okay, those sound like relatively minor niggles for most people, though. So, wrapping it all up, the final verdict.
Oh, overwhelmingly positive, really. The reviewer found them a genuine pleasure to use day to day. It's that blend of really superb comfort, solid build, that lively balanced sound we talked about, effective ANC, and the super smooth multipoint.
And the call quality focus seems key.
Yeah, the voice focus AI was highlighted again as a big plus. Makes them a really strong option for anyone doing lots of calls, remote workers, frequent travelers, that sort of thing.
So if you care about both sound and practical features and you're willing to invest a bit,
Then yes, the review strongly recommends them for listeners who want that all-around polish, who value both the form and the function.
all right, so back to our mission. Do they live up to the hype for discerning listeners wanting comfort, quality, practical features? Sounds like a pretty solid yes based on this deep dive.
That's the clear takeaway. They seem to offer a really well-rounded premium experience.
So, for you listening, maybe the thought to ponder is this constant trade-off we see in wireless tech. We want amazing sound, right? But we also crave convenience, seamless connections, clear calls anywhere, noise canceling that just works. These earbuds seem to balance that quite well, but it makes you think, where do your priorities lie? Is it absolute peak audio fidelity above all else? Or is it that blend of good sound with features that genuinely make your daily life easier, especially in, noisy or busy environments? Something to consider.
That really is the core question, isn't it? What matters most to you in a pair of earbuds? These techniques definitely make a strong case for balancing both sides of that equation.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive on the Technics EAH A100E AK. Hope that gave you the clear, focused insight you were after. We'll be back soon digging into something else interesting.